Israel is a beautiful democratic country, praise God. And, but yet we are a Jewish country. It's a Jewish country where we welcome Jewish people from all over the world to immigrate to the land of Israel. Now, nevertheless, most of the Israeli population today is about more than 7 million people. And most of the Israelis are secular Jews. Only 10–15% are Orthodox Jews. Now, within that Orthodox Jewish community, there is a group that heavily supports the Yad L'Achim. Yad L'Achim is an anti-missionary society group supported and by the religious Jewish Orthodox community here in the land. And they have branches all over the land of Israel. And they raise money, and their whole goal of their activity is to stop any missionary activity. And for them, these fanatics, they believe they are above the law of the land. Therefore, they will persecute the believers. They will put, in fact, the Messianic Jews, they see us as a cult, like the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Mormons, and so forth. And they will persecute anyone, specifically Christians, who will try to do evangelism or do missionary work here in the land. And the way they describe us in the media, they describe us, for example, the word missionaire is a terrible word where it means like you're like a Nazi, that you are trying to take small children, like you try to pray them and baptize them against their will and convert them to another religion against their will and the parents' will. And the whole description that they describe us in the media, and also they feel like they have the right to threaten. They threaten my life many times. They threaten that they will burn our place because we are doing evangelism. And for example, we have right now, in fact, there is a few court cases that, for example, the congregation in Beersheba, down in the south, they have a group of them were a big group of the religious Jews were demonstrating outside the congregation, and they bursted in during the service and really were violent. They beat up the pastor and broke things. And of course, they called the police, and they told the police, well, what they're doing is illegal. We have the right to do so. So right now, in fact, next month in June, there's in the Supreme Court this whole situation, because we are suing these terrible, violent religious Jews being violent and persecuting us and threatening our lives. For example, another one is in another city, Arad, in the south. For years, they stand outside and persecute us and shout and scream and prevent from people to come to the meetings. Another one, which is another extreme one, is in the city of Ariel. The Ortiz family, more than a year ago, they planted a bomb in their home. So we are seeing more and more violence, definitely. Persecution by the religious Orthodox Jews that believe by stopping us sharing the good news, they're doing God a favor. So therefore, we definitely, to answer your question, yes, we do have that. But nevertheless, I'm saying that God is God, and the enemy cannot stop us from sharing what we believe, and we know the hope of glory within us. And we know the end of how this story ends up. We know the end of the story. We read the end of the book. So, nevertheless, I want to say that with this, I believe that indefinitely, as we are entering to the end times, that definitely we see those things happening, but yet I believe in the midst of all this darkness, we see the light of Yeshua, the light of Jesus shining, and the darkness cannot resist it. And we're seeing more and more Israelis, especially in the last few years, we've seen more and more Israeli Jews and Arabs. But again, I'm talking sharing the gospel with Jewish people. We see more and more Israeli Jews coming to the Lord like we have never seen before. And this is what God is doing in our days. And this is exciting. So yes, we have persecution, but nevertheless, we don't give up. And I want to encourage you to keep praying for us, because we need your prayer and your support.